Thank you.
Name please.
So my name is Mohammad Nazif Hatif.
Mohammad Nazir.
Nazif Hatif.
Okay. So you are from which place?
So I am from Bhubaneswar.
Bhubaneswar. Yes. Now what are you doing?
So right now I am an aspirant for this examination.
So today is 5th September.
Yes, sir.
What is its significance?
So today marks Teachers' Day.
Yeah.
Today is Teachers' Day.
Why it is Teachers' Day? How it is celebrated?
So it was I'm unable to recall actually. It was long back during our school days. So
A teacher is always there.
yes, sir.
Be it school days or university days.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Anyway, recently some Indian laws
Yes, sir.
were changed, like your CRPC, IPC, and Evidence Act.
Yes, sir.
Can you tell me what are the new laws against
Sir,
it?
Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita.
Yes.
Apart from that, for the evidence, it's Bharatiya. I'm unable to recall, sir. The terms are little specific. So
But they're in vogue now.
yes, sir.
So coming to football, do you watch football?
Yes, sir.
When and where the next World Cup will be held?
So the next World Cup will be held in. It's actually a combination of. It's a combination from in North America, including Canada and the United
In which
States.
year?
In 2026.
So recently there was a Euro football.
Yes, sir.
Where it was held?
So it is held in Germany,
Who was the champion?
Spain.
Runners up?
Sir, the runners-up were France, I believe.
England.
I'm sorry, sir. I'm afraid I couldn't recall.
Can you say what is PM USA? PM USA scheme. PM
Usha scheme.
USHA.
I'm afraid, sir, I'm unable to recall.
So your subject is so you are a pass out from University of Petroleum and Energy Sources.
Yes, sir.
Where is it?
So it's in Dehradun, Uttarakhand.
Dehradun.
Yes, sir.
And your subject were drilling technology,
Yes, sir.
reservoir engineering.
Yes, sir.
So what is exactly the subject you studied?
Yes, sir.
What is the subject actually?
Sir, our area of focus was mostly into the upstream sector, that is the exploration and drilling, and about the exploration in the field of oil and gas. It was about engineering, pertaining to the drilling for oil and gas, including cementing, casing, logging services, and coring of samples.
You see, your subject has nothing to do with the administrative service. But why are you so inspired to serve here in Odisha and in administration?
Sir, I believe there's always scope for the subject once, because at a certain degree of expertise that I have, it could come in handy when it comes to the potential exploration for the extraction of oil and gas that are certainly available in the Mahanadi, continental shelf areas of Mahanadi, along with the Mahanadi Delta, along with certain other areas in Odisha. So they could come. Yes.
Odisha Administrative Service doesn't do like this. Your Indian Oil Corporation or something like that, they do those things.
Yes, sir.
So, can you say something about executive magistrate and judicial magistrate? Any idea?
Sir, the primary difference between executive magistrate and judicial magistrate is with respect to the sir, I'm actually mixed right now because of an interview that I just had. I'm a little tired.
Do you know NGT?
Yes, sir.
What is that?
National Green Tribunal. National Green Tribunal.
So, what are its functions?
So its functions are with respect to providing the projects that are being undertaken, which are in the areas of environment, the negative impacts that are actually happening. So it's about a tribunalization for justice for the people who are affected through ensuring timely delivery of the losses that are happening, the losses of lives, for example, the environmental damages that are caused during projects. For that purpose.
Please take up.
So, you have completed your graduation from UPS, Dehradun, and your optional paper is geography.
Yes, sir.
How can you relate the place that from which you have studied UPS, Dehradun,
Yes, sir.
the term dune, how do you relate it with your optional paper?
So dunes are longitudinal strike valleys.
All right.
They are when it comes to the Himalayan rivers, the former channels that they used to have, they used to cut through mountains along the longitudinal courses, along the parallel to the valleys of creating parallel valleys, and once they escape through another route, the valleys
create parallel valleys, or they are created between parallel valleys?
So they created parallel valleys.
What are the two valleys in between the dunes?
Sir, longitudinal strike valleys. Sir.
No.
Yes.
I'm giving the example. There are three divisions of Himalaya: Himadri, Himachal, and Shivalik.
Yes, sir.
In between which of the two of these divisions you will finding dunes?
So dunes are mostly found in Himachal, I believe.
Only in Himachal.
Yes, sir.
Dunes are not found only in a single place. It is found between two valleys, rightly what you expressed, right?
Yes,
so what are the two physiographic divisions of Himalaya within which it is found?
So it is found between Himadri and Himachal, I believe.
All right. In Uttarakhand, any specific place of importance?
So there are the Char Dhams.
All right.
They are connected to the Panch Prayag. Apart from that, there have been talks about the environmental effects of the Char Dham Yatra, the project that is being undertaken right now. Apart from that, I could be talking about the recent floods, the floods that were happening in Chamoli, the Rishi Ganga Tapovan Vishnugad project. Apart from that, there was the Kedarnath disaster. They have always been in the news.
What is that Panch Prayag?
Sir, Panch Prayag is Rudraprayag is about the four rivers that are. So the Panch Prayags are actually the confluences of the Himalayan.
Just name it. Just name it.
So Rudraprayag, Vishnuprayag, Nandaprayag, Karnaprayag, and Devprayag.
All right. Thank you. So your hobby is writing poetry. Which type of poetry do you write?
Sir, I'd say it's actually a little broad and at a very rudimentary level compared to the experts.
Okay.
If I talk about the kind of poetry that I write, it's with respect to the situation that I face in life. So they're mostly, in a way out for me to motivate myself.
In which language specifically you
It's
do
in
that?
English, sir.
Sorry?
In English, sir.
In English?
Yes.
Any poetry that you have written? Can you recite please?
Sir, I'll just, I can recall like 4-5 lines.
All right, no problem.
So this was with respect to motivating myself when I was feeling low. So I wrote the following lines. It's okay to be lost, and it's okay to give up every day and having the feeling of nothing telling having been achieved. And then I go on along in these lines. Towards the end, it's about motivating me through a
Beautiful, very fine. So how are you going to implement your hobby being an administrator, or how your hobby is going to help you being an administrator?
Sir, I can always recall a poetry that inspired Nelson Mandela. That was Invictus, and it was written by William Ernst Henley, who was suffering from tuberculosis right from very young age of 12 years.
Yes.
And he kept himself driven all his life, despite all the odds that he faced. And it was something that inspired Nelson Mandela through and through, even during his years of being jailed, imprisoned for 27 years. So I believe such poetries can always, keep me going. That no matter how difficult life can get, we can always, believe of striking a comeback. Apart from that, nothing is permanent. We can always be patient and wait for our turn to come up.
Nelson Mandela, what is his contribution to the society?
Sir, it was anti-apartheid campaign that was in South Africa.
Does apartheidism exist in India? Is it there?
Sir, right, in the present context, no, sir.
What is the form of discrimination that you find in India? Not on the basis of race, right?
Sir, there are. Sir, I could say there are some traditionalist, mindset that's still there.
What are they?
I could say to start with in the influence of caste that still can be found.
Is it on the basis of region?
Sir, it's regional actually, yes.
Is it regionalism, whether it exists in India or not?
Yes, sir, regionalism does exist.
Exist. What is your view on that?
So with respect to, sir, I couldn't understand exactly what you asked. The regionalism with respect to?
My point is, say, let's say, northeastern people, they are more humiliated in the mainland. Southern people, they are humiliated in the northern India. Northern people, they are more humiliated in southern India.
Yes,
let's say you are moving to southern state and you will try to speak Hindi. In general, they will not recognize you. You have to speak in either in their language or you have to speak in English.
Yes, sir.
So, what is its impact on the unity and integrity of India? Is it a threat? Is it a security threat? Can I say it breaks India? Can I say it breaks India?
No, sir.
No.
Sir, because it's right from the start itself, it's guaranteed by the Constitution itself that India is an indestructible union of destructible states. So, despite all these secessionist or the regionalist tendencies that are coming up, it still does not, mark any degree of, danger to the overall integrity of India.
All right. So, you're working as a faculty in a coaching center. What are the subjects that you teach?
Sir, I took up economics and world history based on the time period for which I was provided for 4 months.
UTC economics, right?
Yes, sir.
So, what is the difference between capitalism and socialism?
Sir, capitalism is essentially with respect to, essentially flows from the idea of profit, wherein profit is paramount for any businesses that are undertaking any project. While socialism is flowing from the idea of the concept of private property, where the government essentially controls everything, and it tries to ensure that there is fair distribution of resources among people.
Socialism and communism, difference?
Communism, I believe, is a more extreme stand with respect to socialism. While socialism tries to ensure that there is the equitable distribution of resources does take place through a sort of a flexible manner, communism tries to implement tries to impose the ideas of the powers that are there at the central level.
Which type of economy is adopted in China?
So it's communist.
Sorry?
It's communist.
In former USSR?
So again, it was communist.
Socialism or communism?
It was communism, sir.
Not socialism?
No, sir.
In India, what is it?
Sir, it's actually a mix of capitalism and socialism.
All right. Over to sir.
Okay, Naziz, so you have completed in University of Petroleum Energy Studies, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you think that India is currently efficient in petroleum production?
Yes, sir, I believe yes. Sir, with respect, our import bills are huge when it comes to importing of raw materials, that's raw crude. But we are the fourth largest producers in terms of petroleum products, in terms of our refining capacity. So right now, till recently we had the largest petroleum refining complex in Jamnagar that was essentially made for exports. We certainly can improve on that, but I believe we are doing all right when it comes to refining, the downstream sector.
So you think that who is making in Jamnagar such? There are so many companies are there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Which companies?
So Reliance owns 2 Jamnagar units.
Achha. So in world, you have heard about any other petroleum company who is leading?
Yes, sir.
Who is in competitor of Reliance Petrochemicals?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, name it.
Sir, British Petroleum, ExxonMobil, ConocoPhillips.
Okay, ExxonMobil belongs to?
Sir, it's an American company.
Yes,
It's an American company.
Yeah, US.
Yes, sir.
Saudi Aramco is also there.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, your optional is on geography, right?
Yes, sir.
So, what is your view regarding this 𝐻𝐿 committee?
Sir, I believe the 𝐻𝐿 committee came up with a slightly extreme stance when it came to protecting the Western Ghats.
Okay.
It was eventually the Kasturirangan committee that came up with the report. Its ideas were followed. The 𝐻𝐿 committee, but I believe the 𝐻𝐿 committee it totally tried to do away with any form of industrialization at any area that was remotely that was close to the Western Ghats core regions.
Okay. So can we perceive that the Wayanad issue was pertinent that the government of Kerala was not properly listened to the �𝐏𝐿 committee report. Can we perceive that one?
Yes, sir. With respect to that, I can say yes.
How define?
Sir, in the wake of the recent floods that took place in Wayanad district, there was
Landslide.
Yes, the landslides that came up and the floods that eventually came out of it.
Yeah.
Sir, initially there were a number of reports that asked for studying the channels, the changes of hydrology, the hydrological patterns that were taking place for the rivers and its tributaries that were there, but they were largely disregarded. They were not due measures were not taken.
Okay, what are the major parameters that leads to such devastating conditions?
Yes, sir. Sir, if I talk about landslides, there is always a problem called solifluction, wherein the soil takes up fluid characteristics. So, with respect to that, there is a very novel approach that a number of countries follow. They study the spaces between the grains of soil particles. And when the spaces go beyond a certain permissible level, the soil starts to behave like a fluid. So this could be something that could have been taken.
Nice. How it means this could not be. We can give it the reason. May not be few years. It may be some decades. Some things have happened. What exactly happened there that leads to such conditions? Solidification type or your fragile structures of the soils.
Yes.
Because we believe that one Western Ghat formation in which geological time scale?
Sir, Western Ghats are
Proterozoic.
Proterozoic.
Okay. So what leads to such conditions? What are your guessings? What leads to such devastating conditions? Since talking about the fragile condition of the soils.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Sir, on the western, if we talk about the western slopes of the Western Ghats, they are less steep compared to the eastern side. They are less steep compared to the eastern sides. The eastern sides are more liable to suffer from landslides because the soil particles are mostly mix of soft sedimentary rocks and metamorphic rocks. And the sedimentary rocks have this tendency to be...
No, my question is that what leads to such conditions? You earlier the parameters you said it correct, right? Yes. I said what leads to such conditions. This may not be for few years. This may be lasted from few decades. That leads to such massive conditions.
Yes, sir.
What is that particular in one line you can say? What it could be?
Sir, illegal mining was one of the things that were flagged.
Only?
Apart from that, there was too much deforestation. And
also plantations, since from the from the British era, right? Okay. So you are also you did it from petroleum drilling technology, reservoir gas to liquid gas. Okay.
Yes,
so do you think there is a combined cycle gas technology now in India is using?
Yes,
right? Being a petroleum engineer, so do I know that which companies are in which sectors is basically combined dual cycle gas energy is primarily perpetuated or practiced?
So I had read that during my final semester.
You are unable to recollect?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Does it efficient?
Sir,
in terms of your, if I say the thermal efficiency collections?
So the focus is to increase the efficiency, but still the efficiency is low.
So what do you mean by the calorific value?
So calorific value is the amount of energy that could be given out by any fuel for combustion of per unit mass of the fuel.
Okay, so you opted both geology and geography. You're a geology student basically, and basically you're opting geography as an optional, right?
Yes, sir.
So do you think that Indian coals are up to good grade?
Sir, most of the Indian coals are Gondwana coals, which are below average, to be honest. The calorific value.
How much the ash content it basically?
So the ash content is usually high, the sulfur content is low. The ash content is, I believe, in more than 40%, if I can.
Okay.
Yes.
How many types of coals are there in India?
Sir, we have, if we talk about the majority area of India, it's Gondwana coal.
I'm asking how many type of coals are there?
Sir, we find all types of coals.
Like?
Including anthracite, bituminous, subbituminous, lignite, peat.
Yes, sir. Which kind of Indian, you said it that India has on Gondwana reserves, right?
Yes, sir.
So Gondwana reserves, in which category coal that India is blessed with? Which type of coal India is blessed
So
with?
it's mostly subbituminous. I believe.
Subbituminous. So it has more ash content or less ash content?
It's more Russian.
Most ash content. So what it is going to affect to our your commercial productions?
Sir,
Does it affect our commercial production? Yes or no? Yes. So that is why India is importing.
sir, for the production of steel, we are importing. When it comes to
Coal, where India is importing coals or not?
yes, we are.
Coal. In which country India is mainly importing the coals?
So I believe from South Africa and Indonesia.
Indonesia?
Yes, sir.
Acha, not from your New Zealand and Australia?
So I think Indonesia is the largest.
Okay, all right. Okay. So you said it as that that in Indian coals were basically the Gondwana land. Yes. So when was Gondwana land as formed? I mean, when was Pangaea breaks to Gondwana land, right? So when it was occurred, if I go for the geological time scale?
So it was 300 to 350 million years old.
Which era it was?
So it was a part of pre-Cambrian era Carboniferous times.
Acha, how many eras are there?
Sir, the eras.
Can you write it here?
Yes,
You
sir.
please take it. You see it. You can take it. And write there.
Thank you, sir.
How many eras are there? Write freely, no problem, no problem. Write freely, no problem. Okay, please be seated. Thank you. Thank you. Okay, okay, fine. These are all epochs. There are eras there being in geography optional, I would expect. Okay,
Sir,
there are.
yes, sir.
Yeah, okay, no issue.
Mix between these. Yes.
Okay, no issue. So eras are basically your fours: Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and Cenozoic, right? Okay, right.
Sir, I believe these are the eras. The largest being the eons, then eras, then periods and epochs. I believe. Sorry.
Okay. So which one is oldest eras? I mean, if I say
Sir, Hadean.
Hayden.
Yes, sir.
I mean, if I said four: Precambrian, Paleozoic, Mesozoic, and your Mesozoic and Cenozoic, which one is more?
Precambrian is the oldest.
Precambrian.
Yes.
In which period your why Cretaceous period? Cretaceous period is more famous in geological history.
Sir, Cretaceous marked the period when we had the most amount of dinosaurs, and then it was followed by the major asteroid disaster that caused the dinosaurs to be wiped out. It was followed
This
by
is the only reason that geological history began. Geologist, you must
if I
know that
call
one.
the foundational term related to Cretaceous, it comes from the word creta, which is chalk. So I believe it has something to do with the calcium carbonate and other rocks that had something to do with that.
The formation of the major things that you have missed, that the formation of Deccan lava plateau is during the Cretaceous period, right?
Yes.
Right? Okay.
Yes, sir.
So major mineral deposition also during the Cretaceous period, right?
Yes.
Okay. So you are having playing football and writing poetry and motivational quotes. So who is your famous ideal football player for as per your choice?
Sir, the footballer that I look up to is Cristiano Ronaldo.
Cristiano
Ronaldo.
Why you choose?
Sir, if I could say in one single line, he is the epitome of hard work.
Epitome of?
Epitome of hard work, and I believe hard work can trump all.
So you don't think that Messi is not a good player?
No, sir, he is
Then?
without doubt.
Okay. So you choose more on Ronaldo. So what are the other virtues that you like to Cristiano Ronaldo in his personality?
Sir, in a recent podcast, he said that there's nothing called past and nothing called future. What we have right now is the present. And he also recently shared a story where he mentioned that pain, uncertainty, and constant hard work. These are the three triumvirates that are inevitable. So I believe, yes, we will follow that.
Do you think that he's a philanthropist?
Yes, sir, he is.
In what way is philanthropist in worldwide? In which segments he is morely activated? It was in news past few months back.
Sir, I can recall the COVID times.
Yeah.
So during that time, his native island, they supported, they provided a lot of, hospital.
Okay, fine. In which type of islands? Into which area particularly?
Sir, it's in the Central Atlantic.
Caribbeans. You mainly said that. Caribbeans, right?
Sir, yes, Eastern Atlantic.
Central America. Yeah. So you are also writing poetry and motivational quotes. What kind of poetry you have?
Sir, as I said just a while back, it's very rudimentary. It's basic just to keep me motivated.
Just rudimentary, okay. Motivational quotes in the sense of, are you a blogger?
Sir, I had started an Instagram page a while back, a month ago. So, occasionally the daily writings or daily morals that I sort of learn, I share with respect to the page.
Okay. The last questions I would like to, being a geologist, India has found as per the GSI, Geological Survey of India has found a huge reserve of natural gas. May I know which river basins?
Sir, it's in the Krishna Godavari Delta.
𝐿HV basins.
Yes.
𝐿HV basin is it on execution or still it is waiting for?
Sir, the D6 block, the D6 block is already operational.
Okay. Who was the main founder of 𝐿HV basins? Which company was first started to exploitations of your natural gas?
I'm afraid, sir. Was it Oil and Natural Gas Corporation, ONGC?
Okay. You heard it, Pranahita river?
Yes, sir.
Pranahita, you heard it. So, it is a tributary of which river?
Sir, it's a tributary of Krishna river or Godavari.
Okay,
Yes,
it's
sir.
Godavari.
Godavari.
So, Pranahita has a huge reserve basins of your, this particularly natural gas industry. Okay, good. Sir.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
Sir, before we start, I'm really sorry. Actually, sir, I had an interview, so I had to wait for a very long time.
Where you came from now?
I just came from there, so I was really tired. I just couldn't recall anything in this.
Okay, that's fine. ମୁଁ ଯୋଉଟା କହିବି କି subject content is good, but optional le dekho tame କହିବାକୁ ପଡିବ because eras how things are you have to this thing and why I'm expecting that one because being a geologist and geography as an optional this is the minimum expectations from me and you are a eloquent speaker, your eye contact is good and your thorough over the GS part is also good, but I think you have to much enrich, I can say this one.
So I couldn't recall actually. Sir, this thing with respect to the Eon era period and epoch, I had made a chart. So I had to.
That's fine, okay, that's fine. I can understand that one. But since you opted on geology and this one, and I was expecting you could have say the answers about regarding the Pranahita. Pranahita is now in Srinagar. And it was being a geologist, you must know that one, right? And regarding your hobbies, I would have say that you would have some corrections over that one. Sir, कौन पूछे that one?
But most important part पर हम discuss करेंगे that is your body language.
Yes.
Right. Question answer delivery that is a separate part. Body language now we need a little bit improvement. So first important point होचे eye contact टिके better करिवे. बहुत समय रे answer कहले yes answer कहला बेले टिके एमती तळ को मुह करिके बहुत समय भाबु चंदे. So ए पार्ट टा टिके ओवरकम करिया पई पड़ियो. eye contact करियो most important part. आउ
तारी पर कोई सम्राट सर जो जिनसरा कहले just I am telling that one कि तमरो you are skilled बहुत जिनसर अच्छा जोड़ा मु देखुची नहीं but eye contact since you are opting for an now and not a scholar you are preferring for an bureaucrat job so your attitude much matches and your attires माने अलंकार टा बहुत यहाँ पे so you have that skill that one but it shows that when your intellectual perspective that's okay we can understand that one but don't think that you are sitting in the class you are in the interview so you must have an appealing quality of attracting the views that one okay खाली सेटा करो बाकी I think you are an eloquent speaker what I think that's fine.
I'm trying to recall something for that I'll still ensure that I make eye contact and recall or
you can that one but I think you are the lagging in between the eye contact is it's the pause is much more so that has to be reduced that you have to reduce that part, I think, sir.
मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट सर ये बॉडी लैंग्वेज है सो बॉडी लैंग्वेज ना टिके बेसी कैजुअल हो जाऊँ मत लगुच प्रोफेशनल रोनी मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट से ध्यान देवे एंड यू आर यूजिंग अ सर्टेन टर्म यू नो इटा दिस इज नॉट लाइक ए क्लास यू नो टर्म टाकू इंटरव्यू
से जिनस हम कहली इंटेलेक्चुअल माने एक्चुअली निजात कोन कोचे से माने भाबुची ग्रुप डिस्कशन से जिनस रे दैट वी कैन अंडरस्टैंड दैट वन बट सेटा को तुमको बोर्ड रे इंटरव्यू करे सी हियर वी आर हियर फॉर टू मेक यू रेक्टिफाई योरसेल्फ एंड टू इम्प्रोवाइज योरसेल्फ इन द फाइनल एग्जाम्स राइट सो सेटा टिक इंप्रूव करो अदरवाइज
मोस्ट इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट सेटा जदी जत्ते भी बेटर आंसर दियंतु जदी आपनकर पर्सनालिटी पोस्चर गेस्चर रे प्रॉब्लम होची ताले इशू इटा को ध्यान देवे ये टर्म यू नो बारंबार यूज कर आई बिलीव यूज कर पारे बट माने कांस्टेंटली नहीं अपन
yes exactly I believe
सेंटेंस
it looks more professional than
दैट पार्ट यू कैन यूज बट प्रत्येक सेंटेंस रे आई बिलीव टा यूज करंतो नहीं यू नो कंप्लीटली टू बी अवॉइडेड ये टर्म बिल्कुल यूज करिवेनी हैला इम्प्रोफेशनल लागुची आई कांटेक्ट रखिए बॉडी लैंग्वेज देन व्हाट अबाउट शूज जोता कोन एटा चेंज करिवे तो ऑल राइट ब्लेजर पिंदिवे दाढ़ी कंटिन्यू ठीक है ऑल राइट ये
गाड़ी को रखियो ना कटियो
पचार से काट ऑल राइट
so I would expect you can meet and for your improvement for another time you can come okay just be confident भल लागला मते
ठीक अछि रेस्ट पार्ट गुडा को ठीक अछि और रेस्ट हां आ गोटे इंपोर्टेंट पार्ट एट जोटा लिखि चंदी फैकल्टी एट कोचिंग सेंटर एजु ज्ञान रे हैला एटी आपण कहउचंदी इकोनॉमिक्स पढउचंदी इकोनॉमिक्स रो बेसिक कांसेप्ट गुडा ना भूल हेगला आंसर सब सोशलिज्म कम्युनिज्म चाइना रे कोन अछि यूएसएसआर रे कोन अछि इंडिया पार्टटा ठीक कहले बट सेटा टी कंफ्यूज हेगला से जागा इकोनॉमिक्स रे तो से पार्टटा जते बेला आपण कहउचंती एज अ टीचर यू आर टीचिंग गाइडिंग टू द एस्पिरेंट्स से पचारे आपन को को स्टूडेंट मान को गाइड करचंती आपन एठी तो कोन कहबे सिविल सर्विस ना आपनकर ओएसएससी सिविल सर्विस कहबे सिविल सर्विस कले क्वेश्चन लेवल टफ आसीबो इकोनॉमिक्स क्वेश्चन हैंडल करि परिबे तो इकोनॉमिक्स सब्जेक्ट
you have to that in that way see being creating impression to the board doesn't matter is that how much you are much ardent in delivering the answers that you have prepared that one because see वो लोग इंटरव्यूअर हैं because they have something that is there
rather
their must cut तमने इम्प्रूव करो कि मु कितने डिलीवर कर परिबी प्रोडक्टिव ही परिबी that is more required because your final aim is to crack the exam right
आइडियली अपन बेटर जानतो अपन पर्सनालिटी भलो अछि पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट ऊपर जानतो पर्सनालिटी डेवलपमेंट सिखौछि सेठी बा इंग्लिश स्पोकन इंग्लिश सिखौछि डेवलप यस ना सर सर एथिरे आपनकर प्रोफेशनल एक्सपीरियंस रे फैकल्टी एट अ कोचिंग सेंटर एटा सर हाउ फार इट इज जस्टिसेबल
तमे सीजीएल सीएचएस मु एटा कहछि जेटा एमडी को निजात कहछि कि असुविधा नै राते तमे सीएचएसएल लेवल जदि से त मु जानि छै जुगियान कॉलिंग को तळे पढौछि ना से तो तमे सीटा आराम से करि परिबो माने यू कैन डील दोस पार्ट ऑफ क्वेश्चन सर सेथरे किछि इंप्रूवमेंट किछि
दरकार नै
मु कहछि सीजीएल सीएचएस पार्ट जब तुम कहबो यू कैन इंप्रूव इन यू कैन फेस दोस क्वेश्चन जदि तमे सिविल सर्विस कहि देला you prepared for that one
civil service that to economics that to emerging subject
because economics itself is a heavy mujhe तुमको इन लॉरेंस कर पचरी तुम you have to define that one lots of things लॉरेंस का ऊपर implementation micro economics रे कोन वर्तमान okay basics idea ता भीतर सोने डीपली नेबे हला तो मो कहा कथा कि तुम CHSL कहबो since we are in the preparation stage
see basic classes
तमे वर्तमान जेतु पढी के आछो प्रिपेयर करछो and you are just mentor माने I mean for mentoring for your you yourself your productive time for engagement that is what तो सही लेवल तक तुम रखो 4 मास सब बड़ जिंस ही सेड इट दैट इन 4 मंथ्स पढाई सिविल सर्विस रे जीएस रे आई एम वी आर आल्सो मेंटर at least we took at least 1 year to complete your GS syllabus so by saying this one you cannot say this one if you are saying 4 months listen if you are saying 4 months that means you discontinue your studies that means you have incompleted the students I mean those kind lots of questions are coming so it is better you turn लेके तुम अपना ये करो CHSL CGL बोलो that is for benefit because you said it as 4 years and you have mentioned here also you said it as 4 months and that is what
so will I say this it was for my own improvement so that I could revise and spend take up doubt clearing sessions general basic things
something like that like practice session नउची डाउट क्लियरिंग सेशन नउची बेसिक कांसेप्ट सेशन नउची पूरा नुवा पिलांकर ए टाइप रो कोन
तमे को सीजीएल सीएचएस पढे कि तमे
हार्डकोर को जा
हला किछि सेम असुविधा नै दैट इज
वॉइस ठीक अछि एम्प्लीट्यूड वॉइस रो ठीक अछि बट टिके कन्विंसिंग वॉइस टिके करबी जोटा हम कहिली ऑलरेडी कन्भिन्स कला टाइप रो कहबे नॉट लाइक ए जीडी बा कैजुअली एमती आंसर देबे ठीक है कन्विंसिंग वॉइस को रेस्ट पार्ट ओके नॉलेज पार्ट ओके नेक्स्ट टाइम आसन कोन
मते आउ टिके गोटे जिंस हम कहबे लुक्स भलो माने सब जिंस पर्सनालिटी हबो बट somehow I found टिके माने somehow मतलब लागु छी दाढ़ी काटला टिके एग्रेसिव लुक्स मते टिक समय लागु मींस आई मीन much serious about that one. You should know your expression should be amicable, right? That is what I just for informant. What I like. ठीक है saving एक ऐसा बहुत भला. I am happy for.
Yes, very much. Good.
Yes. Thank you.
All the best. Good.